speaking of the debate, that Scalia news played a prominent role in the Republican presidential debate overnight. And George, this was a debate that really quickly got pretty nasty.
Yeah, right after the moment of silence for Justice Scalia, right from the start, it got incredibly feisty. I don't think I've ever heard the word liar used so much in a single debate. So let's go to Tom Yamas for all the highlights. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, guys. And that came from Donald Trump, who was on the defense all night. Some of his biggest battles yet exploding on that debate stage. It shows how important South Carolina's primary is, but also how many of those GOP candidates want to put an end to the Trump campaign. That wild GOP debate actually started peaceful and respectful. The passing of Justice Antonin Scalia, fresh on the minds of the 6 remaining candidates. All of them agreeing President Obama shouldn't be the one to fill Scalia's seat on the court.
Barack Obama would ram down our throat a liberal justice.
We're not going to give up the U.S. Supreme Court for a generation by allowing Barack Obama to make one more liberal appointee.
But then the real fight started.
Jeb is so wrong. Jeb is absolutely so...
Donald Trump booed loudly by the crowd during an epic clash with Jeb Bush about the Bush family legacy.
While Donald Trump was building a reality TV show, my brother was building a security apparatus to keep us safe, and I'm proud of what he did. And he's had the gall to go after my mother.
The World Trade Center came down during your brother's reign.
Remember
that. Hold on.
And in a rare move, Senator Marco Rubio coming to Jeb's defense.
The World Trade Center came down because Bill Clinton didn't kill Osama bin Laden when he had the chance to kill him.
Trump also tangling with Senator Ted Cruz, accusing him of running robocalls, telling voters the frontrunner wouldn't be on the ballot in South Carolina.
That's a matter of principle, and I'll tell you.
You are the single biggest liar. You probably are worse than Jeb Bush. You are the single biggest liar.
All right.
This guy lied. Let me just tell you, this guy lied about Ben Carson when he took votes away from Ben Carson in Iowa, and he just continues.
Dr. Ben Carson refusing to join in on the exchanges.
Is that really what you want, what we just saw? I don't think so.
And Ohio Governor John Kasich predicting who will ultimately gain from these brutal attacks.
I think we're fixing to lose the election to Hillary Clinton if we don't stop this.
Now, South Carolina's Republican primary is next Saturday, and this next week may be the most important for Jeb Bush, who's looking to revive his campaign. He'll get help from President George W. Bush tomorrow on the trail, and Jeb will likely face an onslaught from Trump, who all week not only does not forget, he also does not forgive. And George, a telling moment yesterday, Jeb Bush and Donald Trump did not shake hands after
Yeah, they went at it so fiercely last night. But last night, really, Donald Trump, really for the first time in the debate, getting it not just from Jeb Bush, but from all sides.
Senator Ted Cruz, Senator Marco Rubio, he really was a man on an island last night. And a lot of conservative writers think last night many of the candidates were trying to take Trump out.
And I'm sure
Okay, Tom Yamas, thanks very much.
He was also getting it from the audience, who turned out to be the 7th man, it felt like. And the gloves certainly came off. And for more on the debate, we want to bring in ABC News political analyst Matt Dowd for his take. And Matt, first of all, as we just said, things got extremely ugly. There was a whole lot of name calling. Are these texts really helping any of the candidates, or are they doing irreparable damage to the GOP brand?
Well, you know, Paula, in a demolition derby, it's entertaining to watch, but after the demolition derby's over, every car is damaged. And so I think Republicans are fast approaching a time with how personal and how visceral and how much name calling there is, that this isn't going to do anybody any good in the course of this. They all may survive, but over time, it's not going to be a benefit going into a general election.
And Matt, South Carolina has a history of picking the nominee. Last time was the exception when Newt Gingrich won South Carolina, didn't get the nomination. Trump really taking a chance last night by going after the Bush family in South Carolina, which is, you know, that family is loved in that state.
Well, as you know, George W. Bush won the state after losing badly in New Hampshire in 2000, and that was basically his comeback and put him back on the path to win the general election. They're well loved there. What would be interesting to me, I mean, Donald Trump attacked George W. Bush last night. He attacked Lindsey Graham, who's a U.S. Senator from South Carolina, and he got booed by the audience. If Donald Trump goes on to win South Carolina after all that, I think it's very difficult to stop him if he is able to win South Carolina in the midst of all that.
Right, but this is a guy who's shown over and over again that the normal rules of politics do not apply to him. That being said, is there anybody who you think came out well last night? Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, Kasich?
Well, I think, to me, I had two sort of folks that I thought were winners in the course of it. I think John Kasich did. He sort of tried to stay out of the fight, tried to stay above it all. And I think he's gotten the lift for his second place finish in New Hampshire. And so I thought he did well. And I also thought Marco Rubio, after his last awful debate performance, that he got attacked by Chris Christie, I thought he came back and did well. And I thought Jeb did fine. But if I were picking two people that I thought won, it'd be John Kasich and Marco Rubio.
All right. Matt, we want to thank you. And we also want to remind all of you that George is going to have a big show this morning on This Week with guests Marco Rubio and John Kasich, fresh off their debate performances. Plus, on the Democratic side, the big winner in the New Hampshire primary, Bernie Sanders. And George, it's been great to have you in studio on this huge story.
Everybody wanted to come on overnight. Donald Trump is going to join us as well. Ted Cruz is going to join us as well. This issue is so huge, all the candidates want to weigh in.
It's an interesting time. George, thank you. Go get ready for the show. Have a great one, and thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.